Once upon a time, there was a young farmer whose mother had died at an early age. His stepmother was a wicked woman. She always gave him the hardest tasks. She never gave him a day to rest, and of course, she never had a good word for him. She just sent him out to the fields, day by day by day. There he plowed, he sowed, and he harvested. He toiled, year in, year out. One day he went down to the lake. There he found a white swan. She had gotten herself caught in a snare and wounded her foot. The young farmer freed her, took her home with him, and put fresh plantain leaves on the wound. But as soon as the young farmer had left the house, the evil stepmother seized the helpless bird, plucked out all her feathers, and threw her into the blazing oven. When the young farmer returned home in the evening and found the poor bird so badly injured, he just started to cry. He cried bitter tears, and one of his tears fell on the swan. At this moment, the white swan turned into a beautiful young girl with long golden tresses. And she was so beautiful that the young farmer instantly fell in love with her. "You shall be my dear bride, and no other." The evil stepmother did not say a word, but his father, for the first and only time, stood up for his son and gave his blessings. The wedding was soon celebrated. From now on, the young farmer rejoiced every day over the beauty and grace of his wife, and the love that she gave him made him so happy that the evil slights of his stepmother could no longer hurt him. But the young swan-wife, oh, she suffered a lot from the stepmother's malice, for the stepmother tormented her wherever and whenever she could, for she hated the young swan-wife fiercely. So one day, the young swan-wife embraced her husband. "My dear husband, please, let us fly with my sisters and brothers. Let us fly with the swans. For life here is too hard for me." Her husband looked at her for a moment. Then he shook his head sadly. "My beloved, please, please don't talk of leaving, because I can't go with you. I can't fly like a bird." Not long after, the stepmother sent the young swan-wife into the forest to the well. And while she filled her pitcher with fresh water, she sang a song full of sadness and melancholy. My dear brothers, my dear sisters, please help me, 'cause my life is too hard for me. Please let me fly again, up to the sky again. Let me feel the air beneath my wings again. Please let me fly again. Suddenly, there was a buzz in the air, and many, many white swans came flying, and they all threw down feathers for her. And the young swan-wife picked them all up and hid them carefully under the root of a tree. The next day, the young swan-wife returned to the forest to the well. She sang her song. The swans came, threw down feathers, and she again picked them all up and hid them under the root of a tree. On the third morning, the young swan-wife looked sorrowfully at her husband. She kissed him and then went quietly and sadly into the forest. Her husband sensed that there was something different about her this morning. And while he watched her going into the forest, his heart became sad. So he followed her. He hid himself near the well, heard her sing her song, saw the swans, saw how they threw down feathers for her, saw how she picked them up and how she threw them over herself with all the feathers she had been hiding under the root of the tree. Instantly, she became a white swan again. Wide did she spread her wings. At this moment, the young farmer left his hiding place. He wanted to hold her back, but he was too late. Already, she was flying high up in the sky with her brothers and sisters, and he couldn't reach her. So he started to cry, "My beloved, please, I can't live without you. Please, let me become a swan, so that I can be with you always." As the swans heard his wish, they returned and threw down feathers for him too. And as soon as he had picked them up and thrown them over himself, he too transformed into a white swan. Soon he took the skies and was flying side by side with his mate, high, high in the sky.